My name is River. I'm 17 years old. My greatest hardship is understanding that certain things aren't my fault. I'd like to say my greatest success is who I am today. There's a really big contrast as to who I was 3 or 4 years ago and who I am today. My mum has a lot of mental illnesses. I was in year 8 and I decided that I wanted to move back with mum. Looking back at it now, it wasn't the best decision. I'm really glad I did it though, because I couldn't understand the full extent of her issues. So I moved back in with my mum. So I was a 12-year-old who would go out every night, drink alcohol, and I would smoke weed and do coke. And that went on for about 7 months. And at that time I was heavily depressed and I couldn't get help. So my only way of coping was doing drugs every day. I think one of the hardest things was seeing that there was more than just the life that I had. And so towards the end of 2018, we had a bit of a fight. I was feeding into her problems and I was making them worse. Then I moved back with my dad and I realised I didn't have any friends. I realised that I was all by myself. I stopped doing drugs altogether. Dad helped me a lot. It took me about 4 months to get back into coming to school and talking to people and not being by myself every day. I kind of just had this moment in my life where I realised that I wanted something more and I didn't have to do drugs just to be happy. And so for the past 3 years, I've been trying my hardest to achieve my goals and to be a better person. In year 10, I realised that I really love Japanese. I have been doing Japanese since year 7. Recently I found a new love for Japanese and I really want to become a Japanese teacher. I want to say that my teacher and the peers I have in that class have kept me going, because it's a really hard thing to keep in your life, and especially at times when I wasn't doing so well, I thought I should just drop it, but I'm really glad that I didn't. I have 4 older siblings and they really helped me get to where I am today, especially my older sister, India. She taught me that I didn't have to people please to get friends, and she's kind of stayed a constant in my life. I have a wonderful dad who has kind of been my mum and my dad for my whole life. I turned to my friends and some of my teachers. I don't think I would have ever felt so encouraged in my life if I didn't actually try. I definitely took that step by myself, but I've also had people behind me that I can fall on. After I finished school, I really wanted to study Japanese and teaching. I'm intending on moving to Japan or a European country because I want to challenge myself. I know that I'm not always comfortable with who I am and I struggle to be alone, but I want to do all the normal stuff. Kind of have the aspiration of building my own house, owning my own stuff. I would tell my younger self that genuinely it isn't my fault why people are like this, and you can't change who people are. You can change your outlook on how you treat them.